My name is
Hello
Anna,
everybody, my name is Anna,
welcome to my channel.
Today,
I am going to be making
a response video, an addition video,
an addition video,
like my opinions
in
video,
response to
in
a
response to
video
a book,
that
Bibliosaurus
Rex
Rex,
put it in the annotations.
put it in the annotations
Posted a
up
couple
here.
of weeks ago
Posted a
called
couple of
I'm not
weeks
like
ago
other
called
girls.
I'm not
Check
like
out that
other
video.
girls.
Check out that video. Watch it, please. It's really
You'll see in the comments.
You'll
I
see in the comments. I commented.
Oh,
I'm gonna make a reaction video.
I'm gonna make a reaction video to this.
A response video to this.
2.5 weeks
ago,
and I haven't done it.
But I haven't done it. But
I'm here now.
So let's get into it. In 2008, Suzanne Collins published a book called The Hunger Games. If you lived in this world, you know what this book is about. I don't need to explain it to you, but I need to talk about what happened after The Hunger Games. The main character is a girl named Katniss, and Katniss is a very interesting character. And Katniss, opened the door for a whole, the same variety of characters after this book was published. So Katniss, I feel like she had zero emotions whatsoever in this book, by the way. She was mad. She was either fighting or then she was mad, fighting, and sad. Yeah, she was sad at the end. But I'm not here to talk about Katniss. I'm here to talk about the effect that Katniss had on the young adult genre. After 2008, I feel like it was more like the catalyst for a specific type of female character, the strong young adult character, which for a time period was very important. It showed that girls can be strong. It's not just going to be the boys who are fighting. It's not always just going to be the boys who are leading, etc., saving the world, which is fantastic, and it's absolutely true. Girls can be strong and girls can fight. But what happened after the Hunger Games was that every single young adult novel started to sound pretty much the same. Let alone if it was dystopian, if it was adventure, it doesn't even have to be any of those genres. Just in general, the female protagonist had to be strong. Had to be strong in the physical, strength sense of the word. She had to be able to fight, defend for herself, etc., etc. And that really just started off a whole branch of characters that really is that's not very healthy for people to be growing up on these books, because this book came out when I was pretty young. So as I grew, I started to read these books. But I started to think that being girly, being not like other girls being girly wasn't important, but what was important was not being like other girls, which is what Bibliosaurus Rex talks about. So I'm not really gonna get into it, but what those books were always saying, you can't if to be strong, you can't cry, you can't have many emotions, you can't be what a typical girl is. And I pushed away all girly things. I stopped wearing pink, I stopped wearing dresses, I stopped wearing skirts. I just was not about any of that stuff. I was like, I'm gonna wear blue, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fight, etc., etc. And if that's what you're really about, go for it. But I wasn't. That's just what I thought was important. That's what I thought it was to be strong, because what these books showed me was that to be girly was to be weak, was to be pretty much a girl correlated with being weak. But that's not true. What I feel like authors stopped writing were different characters with different strengths. In the Graceling series by Kristen Kishore, which I talked about in my last video, but I'm going to go more into depth. In the 3 books, it follows 3 main characters: Katsa, Fire, and Bitterblue. In the first book, Katsa is strong in the Katniss sense of the word. She fights, she can fend for herself, and she's just all around a strong girl, and I really appreciate that writing. I enjoyed Katsa's personality, and it was just an interesting book. But in the second book, Fire was pretty much everything Katniss was not. She couldn't fight. She could barely, she could fend for herself, but if somebody attacked her, she would probably die. All she could do was, fend for herself from the air from, a long distance. Which, as I started reading the book, I was weirded out. I was like, I've never read anything like this. What's Kristen Kishore doing? How do you go from writing a Katsa to a Fire? But as the story progressed, I realized it really opened my eyes to what young adult genre is like. Also, the Young World novel, that book was hilarious. That pointed out that was Beauty Queens just for dystopian novel. You guys should check both those books out. Anyways, Fire opened my eyes to the fact that authors don't write any other type of girl than a Katniss, you know what I mean? Especially in the dystopian genre. The dystopian adventure, every single girl has to be strong, and that's not true. The way that they write the girls, I'm not like other girls. My name is Jenna Strong. I had 4 older brothers growing up and they taught me how to fight. I don't like painting my nails. I like fighting. That's not bad. Like, if that's you, go for it. But I don't want to read about every single girl being exactly the same. I don't want to read about 70,000 Jenna Strongs. But I can tell you, on my bookshelf, I'm pretty sure all I have is Jenna Strongs. That's not a good thing. The way authors write it is that there's 2 camps. There's tomboy and there's girly girl. There's no in between, which is completely false. I know this girl personally whose edges are always laid. Her nails are always looking flawless. And I know she plays rep soccer. Like, you can like 2 things at once, which might be mind-blowing to you guys. She can paint her nails and play soccer? Y'all must be shook. But let me tell you, girls are multifaceted people. Authors have started to write girls has fallen back into like the one-dimensional thing, like strong, fierce, strong young girl character. And I'm tired of this strong female character thing. Like, strong heroine, strong heroine, strong heroine. That's great. But what if she's not strong? Maybe she's just maybe she's weak. Maybe she can't fight to save her life. And that's okay. Because most people can't. Most people aren't a Katniss and won't like scrap ting. Like, not everything's a beef ting, okay? Some people, maybe she likes to paint. Maybe she likes art. And this is, in contemporary novels, this is fine. Like, the female characters in contemporary novels are pretty well-rounded, but in dystopian novels I see especially, I've never seen a non-aggressive female character, you know what I mean? They're always ready to fight. And I think that authors, if you write and you watch this video, hello, start to write different girls, because authors have started to write girls that are all the same, who are always doing the same thing. As I said, like, I have 70 Jenna Strongs, I swear, on my bookshelf alone, and I know if I step into chapters, I'll just point them out, and it's really easy. But there's also a point, and like, you can't, and authors don't write girls that bash on other girls. Like Rick Riordan, I remember in the second series that he wrote, was it The Last Olympian? Yeah, The Last Olympian. Piper she was an Aphrodite girl. She was forever bashing on the other girls and the Aphrodite kids. Oh my god, all they care about is their hair and their makeup. Oh my god, all they care about is their clothes. Oh my god, oh my god. And I read that and I was like, Piper, chill. Chill. This is none of your business. If they want to look like booming shorties, let them look like booming shorties. If you are a Piper and you don't necessarily care about your looks, go for it. But if you're a Drew and you do care about your looks, go for it. Don't let anybody else make you feel bad for caring about what you dress. Anyways, I feel like I've gotten out all my feels about how I feel about this. Like, it's not that I'm saying the books are bad and the characters are bad. I'm just saying that we need to diversify the way that we write and portray girls in books and media. I'm tired of seeing the same narrative over and over again. I have 40 brothers. I like to fight. Yeah, okay, cool, sweatheart. Can you do something else? Can you paint? Can you draw? Like... Anyways, those are my opinions. If you want to make a review, like an opinion video just like me, link it down below. I'll check it out. I will. And if you don't want to do that, you can comment down below. In my last video, I said, if you want to be booktube buddies, hit me up. All my social medias will be down below again. Remember, reading today, reading tomorrow, reading fivever. Bye!